In 1995, a number of our area leaders had the great privilege of establishing the Bowling Green Warren County Community Foundation. The inspiration that led those of us as founders was the need we saw for a platform in which people of the community could leave legacies. As we saw it, their creation of permanent endowment funds would continue to give forever. Today, some 17 years later, this entity has grown to become the Community Foundation of South Central Kentucky, though its mission remains the same: to encourage philanthropic giving for positive impact upon our communities for now and generations to come. In order to build, promote, and better encourage this mission, the Foundation has created an annual award to be presented to one distinguished member of our community whose life matches these same goals of service, impact, and overall commitment to our area. This represents the essence of the South Central Kentuckian of the Year.
We met in the 70s, and I was living in Wisconsin, and John was living in Toronto, Canada. And we met through business. The company I worked for was a manufacturing company, and John's company purchased our products, and we dated for about 3 years and got married in Toronto. Lived up there for 2 years, and then John came down to Bowling Green. Was transferred down with his job. And we've been in Bowling Green since 1983.
I was running the Canadian operation for DES International at that time. That was headquartered down here in Bowling Green.
I actually started or became very involved with and got to know the Kellys so much better in the year 2000 when I accepted the job at St. Joseph's School. And at that time, their son Michael was in 5th grade. And so I was soon to find out that anything we needed, any volunteer that we needed, Linda was always first on the list to call because we knew she would be there. We immediately connected. Linda and I are a lot alike, and when I met John, I just thought they were a terrific couple to get to know.
I had known John through business at DESA prior to meeting Linda. John was a pretty tenacious international industrialist, so he was a pretty shrewd businessman back in the day. He was so bold. Then years later, when I met his wife, she was an absolute saint. And I enjoyed being on the school board with her, and before long, we started doing things together, my wife and I, and John and Linda.
The Kellys are passionate people who also happen to be very philanthropic as well. So I've been able to have many conversations with them where they've utilized both their passion and their philanthropy and combined those to do some very amazing things on our campus and in this community. They're two of the finest people that I know.
I met John and Linda when they came to Bowling Green to work at the same company where I worked in the early 1980s. They were very young, they had recently married, very exciting couple and fun to be around. Very nice people that became close friends of ours. They asked me to be the godfather, and I was honored to do so, of course. Then several years after that, they went to Vanderbilt, and Victoria was diagnosed with autism, which at the time none of us knew what it meant. Subsequently, of course, we all learned a great deal more about autism, but this is going back to the 1980s when autism was less prevalent and far less known as an issue.
I felt like when Victoria was diagnosed at 18 months that my job in the community was to educate as many people as I could with her growing up. So everywhere we went, I talked about it. I told people that, we don't know if she'll ever talk. We did private speech therapy until she was 16 years old, 3 times a week. Most people had never heard the word autism, as we had not. So I felt like I needed to take her everywhere and talk to people about it. And of course now there's very few people who don't know somebody that has it in their family or a friend or their friend's family. And it's just, you know, something that back in those days, you know, we didn't know about.
We've gone through this time frame from when she was 18 months and diagnosed, and she's going to be 33 in September. A lot of years they've gone through that has been an inspiration for us and others that have met Victoria and understood. Many people have understood autism through Victoria, and it's been a way to be able to help educate, you know, our friends, our neighbors, our colleagues, and others about autism and its effects. We're blessed to have a wonderful family, tremendous friends, wonderful colleagues, and frankly a career that afforded us the opportunity to give back to the community and support causes that we felt were important to us, and felt we could do that in this community where you can have a personal impact. You can get involved, you can see and meet the people.
John and Linda are very humble in terms of the activities that they engage in for the community, and I would simply like to congratulate John and Linda on their receiving the award, and to thank them for their friendship over nearly 4 decades that we have been friends. I'm delighted to participate to the extent I can in their recognition of this well-deserved award.
I have gathered just from knowing them and our friendship and relationship that they are tireless workers. They exemplify, you know, how you should support things, how you should work on projects. You should always be there to help, and any little bit of time that you have, you can always give to help someone else.
So I see it as obligation, opportunity, and engagement that we have with like-minded individuals in the community. That's, to me, one of the beauties of the Community Foundation, that you're able to pool your resources, and with that pooling, do more things for more people in the community to make it a better place to live.
And they have worked so hard, you know, to make sure that the resources and the research is there, you know, not only for Victoria, but for the whole autism world.
I cannot think of a more deserving duo than John and Linda Kelly to receive this award today. The impact they've had on our university, on the community, the nonprofit community, and through their beautiful family will echo through time in Bowling Green and throughout South Central Kentucky, and really the world. They're amazing people.